The jungle of Kor'Vahl breathed with heat and danger. Trees the height of towers loomed over the dark undergrowth, their broad leaves slick with emerald dew. Strange calls echoed through the shadows, some deep and guttural, others sharp and piercing. Predators prowled here, but none dared to challenge Veyra. Veyra crouched on a high branch, muscles coiled, her reptilian eyes scanning the forest floor. Her skin shimmered with a faint iridescence, shifting to match the bark. She was a Ziraquin, apex predator of Kor'Vahl, hunter without rival. Every muscle in her sleek, scale body was tuned for the kill. Her prey was a six-legged boar beast, snuffling at roots in the dirt below. Veyra's tail twitched once before she dropped silently, landing with the grace of a falling leaf. In a heartbeat, her clawed hand snapped around the creature's throat. It thrashed, squealed, and then went limp. She didn't smile. Predators didn't smile. But there was a satisfaction in her chest as warm blood dripped from her claws. She feasted quickly, tearing meat from bone, ears twitching for any sound of competition. Nothing dared come near when Veyra hunted, until she heard it, a new sound. It wasn't the chitter of insects or the growl of a rival beast. This was rhythmic, heavy, footsteps. Her slit pupils narrowed. Something large was moving through a jungle. Something not afraid. Veyra moved, silent as mist, bounding from branch to branch until she spotted the intruder. At first, she thought it was some strange armored animal. But no, it walked upright on two legs, wore pale fabric, and carried something long and metallic in its hands. The scent hit her a moment later, foreign, sharp, and tinged with oil and smoke. Not from Kor'Vahl, not prey she knew. The creature stopped in a small clearing, scanning its surroundings. Veyra crouched in the shadows above, tail curling. She'd never seen anything like it, but instinct told her the same thing it had told her for every living thing she'd encountered. Test it, hunt it, kill it. She dropped from the canopy, landing silently behind him. The human, though she didn't know the word yet, stiffened. Without turning, he spoke in a low, calm tone. "I can hear you." Veyra froze. How could it know? No prey had ever heard her approach. The human turned slowly. His face was pale compared to the green shadows, his eyes bright, alert. The long object in his hands, she realized now, was a weapon. Not claws, not teeth, but something she didn't understand. "You've been following me for half a mile," he said, voice measured. "You planning to keep playing games, or are we going to talk?" She didn't speak his language, but the tone wasn't fair. It was challenge. A flicker of anger rose in her. No prey should challenge her. She lunged. The human moved faster than she expected. Instead of stepping back, he twisted sideways, bringing the metal weapon up between them. It clanged against her claws, hard enough to jar her bones. She snarled, striking again, but he sidestepped with fluid precision. Her third strike came for his throat, but the weapon barked, a deafening crack, and a burning shock tore across her shoulder. She staggered back, hissing in pain. He didn't advance. He didn't run. He simply aimed the weapon at her chest and said something sharp and curt, his tone commanding. Veyra crouched low, clutching her wounded shoulder. The scent of her own blood was unfamiliar. She rarely bled. This was dangerous prey. No, not prey. They circled each other for minutes that felt longer. He moved deliberately, never letting her flank him. Every time she tested his defenses, the metal stick, gun, was there first. He was reading her, anticipating her moves. The first drop of doubt crept into her thoughts. She'd fought many things, armored beasts, venomous serpents, other Ziraquin, and always emerged victorious. But this human was different. He was weaker physically, slower in raw bursts, yet somehow she could feel that if she pressed the wrong way, she'd die. Then, without warning, the human lowered his weapon. "You're smart," he said. "Not just another animal. That means you understand this." He tapped his head. Veyra tilted hers. The wound on her shoulder throbbed. The human reached into a pouch and produced a small metal container. He twisted it open, revealing a strong-smelling paste. Cautiously, keeping the gun in his other hand, he tossed the container at her feet. She stared, smelled. The scent was bitter but clean, medicine. She knew the smell of healing herbs, but this was different, stronger. Why would he? Against her better instincts, she dabbed a claw into the paste and smeared it over her wound. A cooling sensation spread through her muscles, dulling the pain. When she looked up again, he had already moved on, walking deeper into the jungle, not fleeing, not provoking, simply continuing. Veyra hesitated. She could vanish into the trees, pretend this never happened. But something in her refused. She had to know more. She followed. The day grew hotter, the jungle louder. Veyra shadowed him, careful this time to stay far enough away that he didn't turn his weapon on her again. She watched him set strange traps, collect samples from plants, scan the air with a blinking device. He was hunting, but not for food. When a pack of fang wolves burst from the undergrowth, she was sure they'd kill him before she could decide if she wanted to. But the human didn't even draw his gun at first. He shouted, waved his arms, and the creatures hesitated, just long enough for him to fire 2 sharp bursts into the ground. The wolves scattered. Not apex predator, not prey, something else entirely. As night fell, he made camp near a cliffside, lighting a fire with tools she didn't recognize. The flames pushed back the jungle's darkness, and for the first time, she saw his face clearly, lined with exhaustion but steady with confidence. He spoke again, softer now, as if knowing she was nearby. "You've been tailing me all day. If you wanted me dead, I'd be dead by now. So, what do you want?" Veyra stepped into the firelight. Slowly, she mimicked the gesture he had made earlier, tapping her head, then pointed at him, then at herself, understanding. His lips curved slightly, the strange human expression she'd seen on lesser prey when they thought they'd won something. "All right," he murmured. "Guess we're not enemies tonight." He tossed her a strip of cooked meat. She sniffed it, smoky, salty, richer than anything she'd eaten raw. She ate. For hours, they sat in uneasy truce by the fire. He spoke in his language. She answered in gestures and low growls. She learned his name, Calen. He learned hers, Veyra. He told stories with his hands about ships in the sky and cities of light. She told him, with her claws drawing in the date, about the rivers where the great beasts came to drink and the mountains where no sun reached. And slowly, a truth settled in her chest. She wasn't the apex predator here. Not because she couldn't kill him. She could, if she struck when his guard was down. But because he wasn't playing her game. His strengths were different. He could survive in ways she couldn't, think in ways she didn't. He could make the jungle itself bend to him with his strange tools and sharper mind. In the morning, Calen packed his things. "I can't stay here," he said. "But you already know that."